sure.
Or you want to intro it?
You intro it.
All right, guys. So we're running a pod with my guy Joel.
Let's get it.
Known each other for like a year now since I first moved out here. So I wanted to do a podcast. I mean, honestly, the first time we met was when I spoke at your event, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe I think we met one time on the street or something when we were going to the gym.
Yeah, like we ran into each other. I was walking a Boxer one time, and you pulled up with Vincent's whip, and you put the window down, and you're like, "Bro, you know I'm coming to the event, right?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, that's what's up."
Yeah.
So,
but honestly, like even on that event, bro, I was nervous as hell for the event.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't sure because I had texted you to pull up.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yo, do you want to just speak at the event?" And honestly, I was nervous, and I was like, "Yo, Vince, you think I should speak?" He's like, "Yeah, honestly, may as well." You know what I mean? Like you got to learn how to speak that type of stuff, and that goes to show, you know, like sometimes you don't even believe in yourself that much, but other people believe in you to the point where you have to prove them right. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Like even coming up, bro, like your parents sometimes won't believe in you, but you might have that one friend that does, and you don't want to let those people down, bro. Or always, you know, God always believes in you as well. So I feel like for anyone watching this as well, you know, whatever goals you have when you're first starting, you know, I'd be surprised if everyone did believe in you. If everyone believes in you, you're not dreaming big enough, right?
Straight up.
So yeah, I mean, where did you start? Like, how old were you when you started?
Yeah,
your journey?
I was like 15 when I picked up pair clippers. I had tried every side hustle, or I was about to try every side hustle from like 15 to 18. I did Amazon FBA. I bought a course. And I bought like a product from Alibaba in China. It was these beard bibs, like Amazon beard bibs. And I was trying to sell them. I was telling my homies like, "Bro, leave me a review on Amazon," and like no one was really giving a fuck. So I had small success, like a little blip where like I was about to rank number 1 on the Amazon, but a lot of challenges. I didn't have the willpower or like the tech skill to figure that out, and just didn't want to see it through. So I did all that stuff just to realize the one thing I actually enjoyed was barbering, and I was doing that for free the whole time, like just cutting my homie's hair. And that's how I got my start, bro. Just barbering from 15. By the time I was like 18, I was like the best barber in my area, or the best known barber. Yeah,
I mean, I was the same way, bro. At 15, I mean, I started like 13. I tried everything, same thing. I think that's a big difference that you see between successful people and unsuccessful people is like, even if they don't know exactly what they're doing, they just try stuff. You know what I mean? Like you want a certain outcome, you want to make money or whatever, you're gonna try anything you see, right? Like that's how I was. I tried drop shipping, I tried all that stuff. Trading, blew my entire account. All the money I had saved up from selling lemonade when I was 13, I lost it all. And then after the fire, I got into the gym, right? So there was a big fire, I lost my house and stuff, and I started working out. And same way you found love with barbering, bro, I just fell in love with the gym. And I wish that I could just get paid for going to the gym. Like my whole day was planned around hitting the gym at a certain time, you know, when I was eating these types of things. And then I posted that first transformation video, you know, just trying to inspire people to do the same, get in the gym, because I was skinny before, and then, you know, blew up and started coaching from there.
That's fire. So 13 lemonade stand, saved up how much bread?
Bro, I'm talking like, I mean, 10K at like 13.
Wow.
We would hustle, yeah, because in Hawaii, right, that's where I'm from, the cruise ships would come in and like, you know, if you're a little kid selling lemonade, people are gonna buy. You know what I mean? Say it's for a basketball trip, whatever. But, you know, people will pay you $100, $50 sometimes.
Wow, that's awesome.
So we'd be out there all day, every weekend, just hustling and then saving up that cash. And then, you know, I'd flip it too. I started like a shoe customizing business. I still have the Instagram up there. And basically I'd paint on shoes and then flip them for even more. You know what I mean? But I think it all started when I was like 6 years old. My dad actually told me I wanted to buy candy or something. And when we're in his truck, and I'm sitting in the back seat like upset that he's, you know, telling me I can't get a certain candy or something like that. And I remember these words he told me: whatever you want to buy, you can buy it as long as it's with your own money, right? And so since then, when I was like 6, I just try things that make money.
At 6?
Even if it was like $20 from asking my grandpa or whatever, I realized like it's all up to me, you know what I mean? And I think people, you know, go too long in life without realizing that. So I was blessed learning that at a young age, because that's really all it is. Like no one's gonna care about you enough to, you know, buy you a Rolls Royce or get you the penthouse. You have to care about yourself that much.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much where I started, honestly.
So 13 lemonade stand, 10 racks, and then you said you put it all into what after that?
Like shoe business, bro.
It's shoe business.
Like there's an Instagram, anyone's watching this, if you search up Williams_customs, I used to like paint on shoes. I was actually pretty good. I'd paint on shoes, like I'd go to Foot Locker, buy white shoes for like $50, whatever, and then I'd just upsell it to people, right? And then I was doing custom orders, that type of stuff. Only lasted like 6 months, but anything, I knew to make more money, you just have to keep flipping like the money you have, and so that's what I was doing, yeah.
Okay, for me, I wanted to be able to just cut hair and just make money from cutting hair. For you, it was the gym?
It was the gym, exactly, yeah.
How much did you want to be able to make? Like, because it's probably not much. You're probably like, I just want to make more than my friends make at their 9 to 5, or.
Bro, like, I mean, I'm sure you were the same way. You always wanted to get rich, but when you're first starting, like, bro, I mean, $1,000 a month, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're able to have your own money to go out, these types of things. And like, my parents would never really give me money to go do things. So I'd never want to even, go. Like, I went to one party in my life, right? I think it was my 8th grade year. I went to a party, and then we all went out afterwards, like not out drinking or whatever, but like we went out to these hotels and stuff. And I remember I didn't have any money for dinner, right? So I just left. But ever since then, I was like, I don't even want to go out unless I have money to spend. And then, yeah, I figured I had to make it myself,
Yeah, I was that friend in the friend group. People used to pay for my stuff.
Bro, it sucks. It's one of the worst feelings, I feel like. Like, let's say you hit the gym and then after you're going to eat, and every day someone else is buying your food. It's just like,
yeah,
it's not a good feeling at all. So, but I feel like you have to go through those things. You know what I mean? Like, what was that turning point for you where you realized, like, if you want to make it, it's all down to you?
If I want to make it, it's all down to me. The turning point from 15 to age like 19, I tried Amazon FBA drop shipping. I had a bunch of YouTube videos, and a couple of them like took off from documenting my journey doing Amazon, and I also bought an affiliate marketing course, so I was selling somebody else's program. And so I was like, I guess this is my route, But I dropped all that shit and I just started cutting hair. The turning point was I watched Pat but David, Valuetainment, when I was in my mom's basement, bro.
Yeah,
moldy, flooded basement, terrible situation. And I had a telemarketing job on the side because cutting hair was not really making much money.
Yeah.
And I hated that shit too. They were trying to promote me because like, you sound really good on the phone, sir. Like, let's have you become a whatever, higher up. So I just quit that shit, and I was watching Pat but David, and he said something about how college isn't nearly as important as people make it to be if you want to be an entrepreneur, etc. So his thing is like capitalism, go out there and create. So I just decided like on the spot, watch that video like midnight, I'm not even gonna finish college. So dropped out of a community college, bro. And I'm a $5 barber. And then I go to this party, similar to what you said, a party, and there's this girl there, and she takes a photo of me, puts it on her Snapchat, and then she posts it to her Snapchat story so everyone can see. There's dudes who saw me cutting hair in the dorm rooms in that college, and they saw that I only charged $5. They told her, as if like it would get her to not like me. And she's like, that guy's a bum. He's literally a $5 barber. Like, why are you associating with him? Whatever. She took a screenshot and sent it to me. And I was like, damn, this is how people view me, Yeah. So that was like my, you could say, rock bottom. And that was my turning point.
But I feel like you gotta hit that rock bottom, bro. Yeah. And now that you're here, I'm sure like you're grateful that you went through all that.
That was nothing. That was like, it was just a reality check, I guess. Like, fuck, I need to figure it out right now.
But like, I've noticed the people who were like the cool kids in school and that type of stuff, where are they now? You know what I mean? Because if you don't have those trials, when you're younger, what's gonna mold you into the man that you should be becoming?
No, that's real.
So real. Like, even like, I was never really cool. I didn't even finish high school, bro. I hated it. Like, I remember when I was younger, because I used to go to public school like in my town, right? But I was good at basketball, so I got a scholarship to go to this prep school, right? So where I live, it's like, if you go to the prep school, you're weird. Like, no one likes you. You know what I mean? So I was going to the prep school in 8th grade is when I first went. And then I had a scholarship for all of high school. And so I lost all my friends in town pretty much, besides a few. But even those, like, they went to a different school. I wasn't really hanging out with them. Yeah. And I was pretty separated. You know what I mean? And everyone at the school, I wouldn't really talk, I never really liked making new friends that much. So I was separated. And I feel like that was honestly the biggest blessing as well. Is because like when you're separated, you have time to think and like really just ponder on, you know, what you should be doing and what the point of, you know, being the cool kid at school is, what you're gonna do after high school. And like that made me realize like, I just hate school. I don't want to wake up the next morning and go back in. You know what I mean? So that was the thing. And when I first was trying to drop out, my parents were not having it. They were like, you have to get a job or something. So I was applying for 2 jobs. I was applying for Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, right, when I was 16. Yeah. And I didn't even like, I couldn't be bothered to even do the application all the way. Yeah. So I just told my parents I did. And then thank God I was making money from coaching by the time I dropped out. But because it was like January, I posted my first transformation video that blew up.
This is low-key recently then. This is like...
Bro, recent, bro. I've only been doing, you know, info for a year. Yeah. Pretty much a year. But January, I posted, January 2024, I posted my first transformation and it blew up, right? And then by May, I was making 20K a month and I was still 16. So at that point, I was kind of just like, I told my mom, like, what's the point of me going to school? You know what I mean? Like,
what was your product back then, like your offer?
Bro, just helping people go from skinny to jacked. That's it.
As a fucking 15, 16-year-old.
That's all it was, bro. But I get hate too. Like, there was these like bodybuilders, influencers online. I don't even remember their name. Like 40-year-olds, right? And they'd be reacting to my video and be like, this kid's only been lifting for a year. How are you gonna buy his program? Like basically hating, right? And that made me realize like I had some potential, you know what I mean? Because when people who are doing better than you start to hate, you need to take that as a sign that you have potential. They have something against you for a reason. Yeah, you know, you don't hate on people that you don't think will pass you.
If you're making like grown dudes insecure by your growth at 15, yeah, that gives you extra fuel.
Like for me, it was obvious I was making more bread than them. You know what I mean? That's why they started hating. But I think
scarcity too. Like they're like, bro, don't buy his, buy mine.
Exactly, that's what it is. And people even now, like I realize, like people have that scarcity mindset that like, oh, if this dude's making this much with his, you know, offer, then that's taking away from mine. Not at all, bro.
Not at all. There's just way too many people.
There's so many people, and that's the thing with personal branding too. Like obviously, we're making this video right now. We both have personal brands. Yep. The whole thing is like, let's say we have the exact same offer, right? Your personal brand can never be saturated because some people might like you more, some people might like me more. They might buy from you and not buy from me. They might buy from me, you know, and not buy from you. And that's just because your personal brand is different. Everyone's personal brand is different. So when I hear people say like, oh, you know, don't start posting on social media, it's too tripping, bro. You know what I mean? It can never be too saturated because everyone's different.
That's huge. I grew up, I like to say that I've fully eradicated all the scarcity thinking out of my brain. But I still see it to this day. Like, shit, I have to reprogram. Yeah. Like, my maid will be here. I literally remember seeing 2 days ago, she cleaned this place. She turns the sweeper on and just leaves it. And then she'll, like, walk around and do other stuff. And I'm like, turn it off. Like, turn off the sweeper. What are you doing? Yeah. But she's free from that thought. Whereas me, I'm like, my mom always taught me, like, don't run the water if you're not using it. Like reuse everything you can. So I'll see her, like, turn the sink on to, like, heat up the water. And I'm like, it's hot. Like, use it or turn it off.
Yeah, when I moved to Miami, my dad, he came to visit me like 2 weeks after, right? Because it's under his name. And pretty much like we were leaving to go somewhere. And I left all the lights on and he was like, are you not going to turn the lights off? And I'm like, I'm paying for it now, you know, because I was the same way growing up. Like, turn the lights off, you know, make sure the AC's off when you leave, that type of stuff. So I was like, I'm leaving it on. Like, I don't give a shit, you know what I mean? And then... but that's what it is. I mean, I feel like growing up, I always had the mindset of I'll just make more money. Like no matter what, I'd rather go broke, you know, in the pursuit of getting rich than just stay mediocre and stay where I'm at, stay comfortable. You know what I mean? So like even when I was younger, like even recently actually, like I got kind of screwed by taxes this year, right? I didn't really know I had to pay taxes and then that bill came and so I had to pay that, but my bank account was pretty much drained. You know what I mean? Like I still had income coming in, so it wasn't that bad. But I remember like my bank account was empty, literally. Like I had a bank account, like a LLC account with money in it, but my personal bank account that I could use was literally empty. It had like $4 in it, and all I had was a $20 bill left. And I was going to McDonald's to get food, and there was this homeless lady out there like asking. I gave her the $20, right? And then after I was like, damn, you know, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I was like, what am I talking about? I'll make more. You know what I mean? And that's how your mindset has to be. Like, there's no benefit operating in scarcity. Because if you're thinking about scarcity, then that's what you're going to get. You know what I mean? But if you're thinking, I'm going to go out and make even more money no matter what, you're going to go out and do it. But one thing people don't realize as well is like, there's no difference from you having $1,200 in the bank versus, you know, 4,000. Like either way, you're not being able to buy the supercars. Right. You can't, you know, buy the house. You can't retire your parents.
Yeah.
So like invest all that money. Like it doesn't matter if you blow all of it. Yeah. I honestly think, and I heard someone else say this, I forget who, but they were like, I think it's better to spend your first 10K on literally in the strip club than think, okay, I got 10K now, let me save it. Right? Obviously that's a crazy example, but it's true. Because you blow that first 10K and now you're like, okay, like now I gotta go make more.
Yeah.
And then you make more and now you realize that's what you can do and you do it over and over again.
Maybe not strip club, but lifestyle.
Anything, literally, yeah, anything.
Like designer stuff, just blowing it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. But yeah, I mean, so when would you say you made like your first successful, let's say 10K month? Because obviously with barbering, that's where you were stuck for a while, right?
Yeah. And I didn't really have a huge, like a mindset that would have, if I had the right mindset, I would have done everything even faster. Even though what I did is like the 1% of the 1% of the barber industry. I look at it now and I'm like, damn, I was moving in fear most of it. Like I was taking big risks, I guess, but they were not out of faith. They were out of like just trying to prove myself and get out there and whatnot. But 10K a month took me a long time. I was stuck at $30 a haircut for a year. And then I went to 35, was stuck there for a year. Then I went to 40, stuck there for like 8 months. So it was like nothing changed. Like you said, 1K or whatever in the bank, 4K in the bank.
Yeah.
I was at that phase for a long time, and I did the investment to go from Ohio to California. I saved 10K over a year in Ohio. So for you, it was like selling lemonade. For me, it was just $10 haircuts. Yeah. Every dollar I made, I would put in a shoebox. My mom didn't know that I told her I was like doing them for like $5 or free. Yeah. So I didn't want her to know I had a bunch of money because then she wanted me to pay rent. And I was like, let me just stack up and get up out of here, Mom. Yeah. So, but I always had a plan of like one day I'm going to repay my mom. I just don't want her to take my little nest egg I got right now. Yeah. Because now she lives in Miami in a 40-floor high-rise.
Yeah, that's amazing, bro.
You know?
Yeah.
But, so it sounds kind of shitty like to say that, but it's because I had a plan.
But you need like a little nest egg to really propel yourself.
Yeah.
It's important.
And I was living in her house, you know, not really paying for anything. Maybe like $100 a week for food or something. But saved the 10K in the shoebox over a year. I was just stacking like 1K a month. Just that community college dropout. Lived in my mom's basement, quit his job. Looks like a $5 barber on paper, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna go be big in this barber industry, you know? Yeah. So took that 10K, told my mom I'm moving to California. And she starts crying and like worried. Like, what do you mean? Where are you gonna live? I'm like, I really don't know. Yeah. I actually don't know. I don't have a plan at all, but I booked a flight for next month. And it was like October of 2017. So I was 20 years old at the time. And yeah, she was very against it at first, you know. I already made up my mind. And it wasn't like you where you're 16 and they have like say over it. It was like, you know, you want to support me or not, Mom, I'm going. So she did support me. She brought me to the airport. And then I get to the mentor. Long story short, I end up spending that whole 10K that I saved in an apartment, booth rent, food, just like barber college. I got an apprenticeship to get my license and back against the wall. And then went like 3 years stuck at 3K a month because I didn't drop my ego and say, what I'm doing isn't working. I need more help, you know? Yeah, I feel you. Which is common, right?
That, bro, for me, it was the same thing, bro. Like when I started doing the fitness coaching, right? I had the attention and I realized I needed to monetize it some way. So I took a screenshot of my notes with all my workouts in it because that's where the questions were like, what's your workout, whatever, right? Took a screenshot of my notes, made a Shopify store because I had tried dropshipping before, so I knew how to do that at least. Made a Shopify store and was just trying to sell the $20 PDF of my notes for like $20 at the time, right? And I did that for like 2 months, I think, or like a month and a half, and made maybe $300. And then I realized, okay, there's people who are actually doing this and printing from it. Like, what do they know that I don't know, right? So you drop the ego, like you said, and invest into someone to show you how to do it, right? That's exactly what I did. I spent my last 6K, I think, 6 or 8K, I can't remember now, but spent my last money pretty much, and then learned high ticket. And once I went high ticket, that's when everything changed. My first month, I think I did 16,000 because every transformation was hitting, you know what I mean? So I just needed a way to monetize that attention into something that will actually get me paid more, you know?
Take a drink.
Nah, you're chilling.
6K investment. The next month, 16K.
Yeah.
What changed?
I mean, going high ticket, bro, that's all it was. Is I went from selling $20 to $2,000 programs, right? Now, when you think about the math, if you want to make 10K, you know, and you're selling a $20 program, that's what, 500 people you need to sell in a month to make 10K, right? Whereas if you're selling 2K, that's 5 people. So it's that much easier. And you might think like, oh, well, who's going to pay $2,000 for a program? If you have the right systems and you know sales,
There we go.
people will pay you millions.
And you know sales.
Yeah. Like there's like people out here who will do their masterminds and then they have the one-on-one coaching where, you know, they'll literally charge millions. Like I'm pretty sure Hormozy paid Grant Cardone like $300K or something for just an hour Zoom call.
Yeah.
Like there's levels to the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you just have to present yourself in a way that you look like someone who's deserving of that. You know, and even I know you talk about that a lot, bro. Like if you want to explain, like as a barber, you need to present yourself as, you know, a $200 barber or stuff like that instead of just a $5 barber.
Yep. We say image consultant.
Yeah.
And that just means, like for you, you go to Flo, Jonathan Flo.
Yeah, Jonathan.
So you probably already know he's gonna get you right. Like exactly what you tell him, he's gonna deliver. What do you tell him usually?
I just say high taper.
High taper?
High taper, yeah, sometimes
Okay.
trim.
And it's like covered by your hair, but
Yeah, but I have a high taper under there.
yeah, okay.
I need to cut it.
So that's the key. What if he like started just trimming your curls out of nowhere? You're like, hold on, bro. Like, what are you doing? You know, believe it or not, that's what most barbers do is they'll just like think, how do I get him in and out of the chair quick as I can? But an image consultant would take 5 minutes and just understand the person in their chair. And understanding your buyer, like that's a huge thing. So image consultant is able to just see a vision of what a client who looks dusty, who's like overgrown hair for months, like ugly, and they'll be like, here's his photo. And they're able to look at that on your head and be like, you know what, actually we're gonna do a little bit different because you have these facial features and whatnot fitted to your head. And they're known for being able to do that. So that when you click the link in their bio, it says $200. That's what mine was, $200 a cut. So it makes sense, you know? You build a brand around it. Whereas if you don't have that brand, they're gonna see the price and be like, why are you charging that much? And never book.
Yeah, I feel. So I mean, what was the main mindset switch though? Because a lot of it is mindset too. You know what I mean? Like, what was the mindset switch of thinking you're worth $30 per cut versus charging more, or even, I mean, making that investment, spending your last 10K to, you know, take that type of risk? What was that type of mindset you had?
I remember it was 2020 when the pandemic happened, the scamdemic.
Yeah.
And I was still cutting hair during that time. Every other barber stopped and got like the loans and whatever. So now they were posting content because they didn't need to market their business because they weren't cutting. So everybody got lazy, and there was genuinely like only one guy popping up on the explore page when you type in LA barber. It was me. So I was posting more. Like I went from like posting a few times a week to like every single day, the best video I ever made in my life, I'm posting. And I don't know what people were doing during that time, but I was hustling, bro. All day, like from morning to night. And then after hours, people would be DMing me, yo, bro, found you online. Can I book you a cut? And I'd be like, dude, it's 200, but like I'm already booked. I cut for 10 hours today. You want me to cut another one? It's gonna be double. He's like, all right, bet, what's your sell? They'd sell me 400 for a haircut that I'm a stranger, you know? And I'm like, shit, all right, here's my address. And guess what my address was? It's a balcony of an Airbnb. I'm cutting from a studio apartment that I'm renting from this lady. And it was just like, the mindset was, first of all, that, like working during the pandemic when everybody else took their foot off the gas. But the next thing was best known instead of best. I really wasn't the best barber. Like people would clown me in the comments, like, bro, I charge less than you and I cut better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, bro. But I thought the point of this game was to make money and free up your time and move on in life, you know?
Yeah, that's what it is, bro. You could have the best product, but if no one knows about it, you know, you aren't gonna get paid at all.
Yep.
So, and even now, bro, like I see too many marketers, literally. The way to market isn't just showing on a whiteboard, like, oh, this is how you do this. Like for coaching example, you don't. Also, if you make them pay this much, like, bro, no one wants to hear that. You know what I mean? Like the way I blew up, or at least on Instagram, was like transformations. People want to be able to see a piece of you in themselves, right? So if they see that, you know, you were living with your mom and then you moved out, times were tough. And then, you know, you made it.
So true.
People go through that same exact shit that they think, okay, if he did it, so can I, right? The only difference is he knows something I don't. So let me maybe hit him up, see what he knows, right? Like, for me, it was the same exact shit, bro. I showed I was skinny as hell. I was like 95 pounds when I started in the gym, right? Got to like 160. I didn't have the craziest physique, but I had a transformation that people could relate to. And that's why I got paid, right? Like, and that's why people would hate like those older bodybuilders. They spend their entire lives, right, blasting gear, trying to look the best, right? And they have good physiques, but people can't relate to them. So when it comes to coaching, they only break down the science behind it. People don't care about that. You know, they want to see the results. You got to sell the dream a bit.
Yeah, they were a little bit, I don't know, naive is the word, ignorant, I guess, but like also insecure to think like, I have to perfect my body and get my traterius, lacerus more developed. Bro,
exactly. Even now, like people will come to me like, oh, I don't know if I have the craziest physique. Like that's one of the biggest limiting beliefs. You don't need bro, I was like 155 pounds, 160 on a good day, right? Only lifting for a year. But the fact I had, you know, a little bit more muscle than when I started, I was able to be making 20K at 16. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like on my videos, bro, I would purposefully show only one side of the haircut video because I feel like watching like, oh shit, like that don't look right. Like it don't. This vertical bar is up here, the other one's down here. I fucked it up. So I just like, this side looks better. And then in the comments, some people would be like, bro, why are you not showing both sides, fam? Like, I see you hiding. And I'm like, dude, I'm getting bookings every day. People, you're the only one that caught it.
Bro, know? Even people on mine, that, like, people would be commenting like, bro just spams the same clips. Like, I'd just be spamming the same exact stuff. They'd be like, I've seen these clips so much, whatever. But, you know, if it gets you paid, like, how are you even gonna hate on it?
We're doing like probably 1/10 of the amount of clips we need to be putting out. They don't realize, like, you know, we actually need to keep spamming these same clips. Marketing, bro. Marketing over product. Like, of course, because I really believe in the product. And like, there was a phase where I was like working on just the product, not haircuts, but like my program right now. And I stopped focusing on sales. And I'll be honest, now that I did that, it's easy to get new students because I'm able to like make crazy ass claims on the call, like, you know, like we're gonna get you this much results in 7 days. Look, here's how many students I've already done it for. So it does help to have a great product.
Because then also you're more motivated. Like if you spend, you know, a few weeks building a crazy good product, right? Then obviously you're gonna want to market it more because you're proud of what you built. But you know, like you said, bro, marketing is definitely more important because you could have the shittiest product, but if you're the best marketer, you'll even finesse when people buy it. You know what I mean? Which isn't a good thing, obviously, but like that shows that it is possible.
Persuasion. Everything in life is influence, you know? And back to the guys, the old OGs that were hating, I think it's an insecurity to think, it's that mindset of like, I'll be ready when. Once I, then I. Instead of like, nah, fuck it. Today, like I have an income goal of 20K a month. I'm sure that's what they were aiming for or whatever. They saw you hit it and they were hating. Instead of being like, because it just seems like for them to go to their 40 only focused on blasting and whatever you said.
But this is another thing, bro. It's also like if you genuinely have hate in your heart and all your content is about hating on other people, what makes you think that you're gonna succeed, right? They say the reason you're not successful yet is because you can't clap for other success. So you have to learn to, you know, drop your ego. When someone's doing better than you, be motivated by it. You know, it's you either hate it or you're motivated by it. That's what Mayweather said.
Our brain forms pathways. When we want someone else's success to slow down or stop or their downfall to happen, we actually start to construct pathways in our own self-talk of like, that could happen to me too. You know? So it's like, it's really good, even for competitors that you think are competitors. This book, what book did I read? Science of Getting Rich. It says that.
But that was the first book I ever read that was like, damn, I got it.
Is that the book where it says competition versus creation?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about creating stuff from
creating a personal brand, not competing with other businesses. So by seeing a competitor and really being happy, like, oh, bet you guys are crushing it. Like you moved to Miami, you were able to build a business, you were able to buy your dream car, you bought a fucking designer watch. Like that's awesome. You know, good for you. That's one thing, but then the insecurity of like, or the scarcity mindset, right? Like we both grew up and our parents telling us to whatever, save electricity, but we know there's these billionaires out here who have a whole mansion. Their lights stay on while they're on vacation in fucking Spain or something. Yeah. And it's like, how much does it actually cost you to leave your lights on in your apartment?
But probably like, I don't know, maybe a few dollars.
I don't even know. I don't know what my light bill is.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I pay for the
It's
lights.
not much. It's not much. It's not something to be stressing about. And that's, bro, back to the same point. Like, you know, if you spend $100 a month on electricity or $250 a month on electricity, there's no difference.
That's the price you pay to like think abundantly.
Exactly. That's what it is. And like, you know, that's the most important thing, because, you know, until you really have crazy income, you can't just save yourself rich. The first goal that everyone should have is to raise their income before investing, before, you know, anything else. Raise your income to a point where, you know, it can actually pay for a certain lifestyle or pay for the things you want, and then you can focus on investing, right? And some people take that further than others, but like, yeah, I mean, income is the number one thing. Every day you wake up, you need to be focused on making more money, right? Like if you make 10K yesterday, you wake up the next day, it shouldn't matter to you. You shouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a nice day by the beach because I made 10K. Hell no, you know what I mean? Like that's what's gonna, you know, make you comfortable, and comfort, you know, will kill your success.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you was about investing. You said that you invested 6 to 8K in your first program. And when I talked to you at Elevation, you were saying you invested in a mentor like 5K just to have like his phone number, which is the legend Ty Lopez, right?
Ty Lopez, yeah.
He's a G. He was like my first person I ever watched online that inspired me to want to speak like him and have a crazy lifestyle. But what other investments have you made? And like maybe the next one that happened after learning to buy high ticket, like what else did you do? What was next?
Bro, honestly, the first money I made from high ticket, I blew all of it, bro.
Yeah,
like I just
16K the next month.
16K that month, I didn't keep any of it, bro. I was like, where's all the money at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I was just buying my boys food, you know, that type of stuff. I've never like gone out. I've never even tried alcohol or anything, so I've never gone down that trap. But like,
oh, bro, you're missing out, dog. Damn.
Nah, hell no.
Gotta
bro.
get you out of the club, bro.
But even, bro, I blew my money on like food, McDonald's, like supplements. I'd be buying shoes.
I blew 16K on McDonald's.
Bro, just you know how it is though. Like you're spending money and then all of a sudden it's just gone, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta just make more. But that's the best part, bro. You know what I mean? But like actual investments I made, you know, I'd always constantly be reinvesting into different mentors. But there's things past mentors as well. You know, buying a nice camera when you start making content, that's important. You know, making sure you dress nicely, these types of things that help raise your self-image, that's also an investment, right? Yeah. People might not think about it. They think, oh, you got to invest into crypto or stocks or whatever. Yeah. The best investment is you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like all the money we first made, we just needed to put it into mentors, like a guaranteed blueprint, so we now understand the landscape of this space that we're about to jump in, and then our self-image and like the clothes, the car, the whatever, so that we can then show up in that landscape as like a player, the player we wanted to be, like who we saw ourselves
exactly
as.
And you're also motivating people to do the same thing, right? And if you have an offer, obviously it helps, you know, bring in more traffic. But there's different types of people out there, right? Some people might make their first money, buy that Lambo or whatever, and use it to, you know, post content and motivate others to do the same thing, right? Get off their ass, start making money online, whatever. Other people, you know, who go down the opposite route might make money, buy that Lambo, and then use it to do fucking just flex on stupid people like that don't matter.
Yeah, pull up to like at 1 a.m. to club space.
To the club or get some random, you know, trashy hoe, bro, and take her home thinking they're accomplishing things. When truthfully, that's how you fall off, bro. Like I know a lot of people, bro, when I moved to Solitaire, which is where I'm at now, right, the building, bro, there was like way nicer cars in there, bro, right? And Vince would tell me like, one time there was like I think it was an Aventador or something, and it had like a little hit on it. And after like 2 weeks, it was just gone, right? So like he would tell me how he'd see a lot of people come in to the building with nice cars, whatever, and then a month later, the car is gone. You know what I mean? Because people like, I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the lifestyle and fall off like that.
Yep.
But yeah, I think when you're first starting, that first initial money you make, just invest it back into yourself, into your self-image, and just raising your income. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing, is raising your income.
Yeah, I would say this is the most impactful topic we could touch on, is the fear of releasing money. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I finally got this little much. I don't want to go back to what I had before if I let go of this. So somehow we've been able to train our brain to like be okay with running on E, like build up a huge savings and be like, oh, I see an opportunity. Let me just throw all I just worked for.
Yeah, and part of it too is just going through the process, right? Like going through the process where you're up sometimes and then you go broke and you're like, damn, like you're stressing, and then you make it back and you're like, okay. And then the next time it happens, you're like, okay, I've done this before.
Yep.
I can easily do it again.
Yep.
If it happens again, it's going to be even easier than this time.
Yep.
And then, now, you have enough stacked up that it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what it is that scarcity mindset that a lot of people have. But you have to be willing to just get rid of it. One thing I do now, bro, and it sounds stupid to a lot of people watching this, I'm sure. Bro, if I have a slow week, right? Or like I'm not motivated, like I'm kind of just chilling, on my phone too much or something. Bro, I'll go to Saks Fifth just across the street and just spend money, bro. Because then I'm like, damn, I just spent $4,000. I gotta fucking, I gotta do something about it. Obviously, the smarter thing, spend it on a better investment.
Yep.
But like, I'll just spend money to motivate myself to make more, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because yeah, I mean, comfort does kill success. And when you I feel like when I was making like 30K a month, when I moved here, right, I was making like 30K a month, bro. I was stuck at 30K a month for maybe like 6 months, which obviously is good. I'm not saying it's not good, but like, it's just the fact that I was stagnant. That's what pissed me off, right?
Yeah.
And
it's just as painful as being stuck at.
Bro, it's just
5K.
as painful. And if you're not growing, you're dying, right?
Right.
So after those 6 months, boom, now I'm at 25. Boom, now I'm at 20, right? Yeah. And I realized something had to change. Mm-hmm. And what it was is that I had too much in my bank, and that I had the income coming in, but I wasn't hungry anymore, right? I had my own apartment for the first time. I needed that hunger back, right? Boom, then I got hit with the tax bill, bro, and then that hunger came back, and then boom, skyrocketed. But yeah, bro, that's part of the process. I mean, yeah.
Nipsey Hussle had this quote: "This game has valleys and peaks," and it's like in entrepreneurship. There's just because you had a record month doesn't mean the next month you're gonna have another record month. Right? Yeah. Whatever you did to get that record month, you have to repeat that and probably more, double down. And I just look at all the top people, like what they're doing to get success. Like OGs in the game. Like I don't know why I think of Brandon Carter. Like he's been in this content space for like a decade, bro, and he's relentless. Like posting every day on different platforms, and like a lot of it's him, like filming.
Bro, I see him on like 3 different phones on live.
Yeah, it's like that's if you're getting into this game, you got to look at what the top people are doing and like the level of output that they're putting in, and then you got to check yourself. I had to check myself and say like, am I even willing to perform like that to the level that they are, and the amount of dedication and sacrifice. By the way, in your YouTube video, you said there was like 3 things, 3 keys to success. You said focus, you said confidence. Focus,
you gotta hate where you're at, right? I think that's the biggest thing, bro.
Systems to do the work.
You gotta hate where you're at, right? You gotta have focus, and you have to have like some type of like routine or system. I think that's the main 3 things. Yeah. For me, bro, my biggest motivator was just how badly I hated school. Like you asked, how much did you want to be making when you first started?
Yep.
I forgot, but that's what it was, bro. I just wanted to make enough to drop out, bro. That was my only thing. So if I was working a 9 to 5, 2 jobs or whatever, and that was enough for me to drop out and be able to pay my parents' rent, I would have done it, bro, truthfully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I remember waking up at 6:30, having to drive 30 minutes, with my neighbors picking me up in carpool.
Yeah.
Because my parents couldn't drive me, they had work and stuff. It's like, damn, I hate this shit, you know what I mean? There's no reason that there's people flying on jets right now to fucking the Maldives or something. Yeah. And I'm in the back of this minivan going to school when I do not want to be there.
It just made me think of a Bible verse. I have plans to prosper you. Like, be fruitful, multiply, have dominion. Like, a lot of the verses in the Bible were about abundance. No limitation or scarcity. Like when the story about Jesus when he like picked the bread up and just turned it into 5,000 loaves of bread and fed like a village. They were all scared, like, how are we gonna eat? Yeah. And he's like, oh, I got you. Give me a fish and a bread. And he puts it up,
and then he just somehow breaks it into 5,000 and feeds all of them.
Yeah.
So it's like we had, because my goal was to make $100 a day cutting hair, so I could make more than my friends that had a 9 to 5 that made $7 an hour back in 2017. That's what the minimum wage was in Ohio. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna make more cash because they have to pay taxes. I'm gonna have cash.
Yeah.
Than they are making. So they all were clowning me, but I'm actually making more than them.
Yeah.
That's such a small goal. Like God had so much more for me. And then for you, you wanted to make enough to, what'd you say?
To drop out, bro.
Drop out and like help parents with bills a little bit.
I mean, not even that, bro. I'll be
Not even
real.
that.
I hated school, bro. But this is like back to your point. Even in the Bible, bro, it says this. Like my original plan, bro, which is crazy, like how I hated school. But my original plan was to go finish high school, transfer to Sierra Canyon in California, right? Because that's what my goal, or not even my goal. Like that's what my plan was. Play with LeBron's youngest son, right, Bryce. Because I used to do all these camps. Like I'd travel every month for these big camps and stuff. And my goal and my plan was finish high school. I had a couple offers from colleges already, but obviously get better offers for basketball, and then go to college, and then maybe play overseas or something, right? That was my plan, and I had to give that up, right? But it says this in the Bible. It says, like sometimes you have to give up those plans because what God has in store for you is even greater, right? And that's exactly what I did. I realized that, gave up those plans, dropped out of school, burned the bridges, and then ran it up from there.
Yeah, and then that's actually something I wanted to point out in this podcast. I screenshotted your story yesterday. You said, God has brought me this far, and I know he didn't bring me here to play small. It's time to expand, inspire, and multiply what he has given me.
Yeah. Bro, the past 2 weeks, bro, I've been slacking. Not even slacking, but because remember, so basically we've been traveling the last few months, right? Me and Vince, and we weren't really hitting the gym at all, bro. Like we hit the gym twice in the last like 4 months maybe, which is horrible.
No way.
Bro, no joke, bro. We just weren't going. Like
I wouldn't be able to. Like,
when you're traveling, it's just like,
yeah,
bro, the time zones, that type of stuff. We hit 5 countries in 3 months or something crazy like that. But so the last few weeks I've just been dialed back in on the gym, even like diet and stuff. But I realized like, yeah, I'm making money on autopilot now, but I gotta turn it up. You know what I mean? And every few months, I feel like you kind of have to flip something in your brain. Like I gotta turn it up. I turn 18 soon. I realize like, yeah, now it's not. I'm not gonna be a kid anymore. You know what I mean? So I gotta turn it up. And the reason I posted that story actually was, bro, after Charlie Kirk got shot, right, and killed.
R.I.P. to Charlie.
R.I.P. Bro, one of my like. I've been saying this since I was like 14 because the one thing I loved in school was history. I loved geography and like politics, right? So I'd always be going, like I was in debate class. I was, like my goal since I was like 14 was to, run for president when I'm older. You have to be 35. But that was always my goal, right? Get rich, boom, run for president after, right? And pretty much, bro, like I realized after he got shot, like, there's more levels to life. You know what I mean? Like you can never just get stagnant. Even like I hit my first 6-figure month like 2 months ago, and I was like,
that's fire, bro.
I was like, I felt like I accomplished something, which I did, but like at the same time, it only lasts for so long, right? Because as you're working towards these goals, you get there and you're like, okay, like it feels kind of normal now, right? Yeah. And then you can either choose to be comfortable there, or to expand your horizons and keep pushing for more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of why I posted that. Just gotta turn stuff up.
Yeah, RP to him. His content was very controversial, you could say, in the modern day, but at the same time, it was just like so rooted in logic. Like to me, I don't see how it's even controversial, but that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing, bro. Like, I know this podcast is more about entrepreneurship and stuff, but like, even in the world, you can tell when someone's like has like evil spirits about them. I don't know if you can tell that, bro, but sometimes like I'll be around people and you just sense like something's just like wrong,
intentions,
bro.
That they're like a lack of loyalty about them. Like for selfish gain, they will do you
bro,
behind your back.
I got snaked like this month, bro.
Really?
By one of my best friends, bro, and even one of my business partners are like my top sales manager, closer type of thing, running my whole sales team, bro. Like, they're using my systems, right? And I don't want to go too deep into it, but like using my systems, everything that I was, paying for, learning, that type of stuff. Supposed to be making sure, like, my team's closing deals and closing deals themselves. Bro, they were saying they're on calls, all this stuff for like a week or two, right? I'm like, you know, what's going on? Why aren't we, you know, making money? They made their own offer, like behind my back, all this stuff. So, and then were lying to me about it for, you know, a week or two.
Yeah.
And that made me realize, like, bro, yeah, some people like just have ill intentions who you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather have 10 guaranteed enemies than one person who I'm kind of like, you know, this is my best friend, but, you know, I don't know if he's really loyal or not.
Yeah. I heard this quote. When you grow up, you don't really have friends. You have men that you respect that become like family. Mm-hmm. And character is just basically what you do when no one's watching. Mm. And like, that's so much wisdom right there. What do you do when no one's watching? Yeah. Because those guys thought no one was watching, so they did that. But it's like, boom, they had zero character. And you really can't outrun that. Like, that karma is going to come back.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to do anything. You just let them go. Like,
but the only way they win, and this is just in general, if you go through a breakup or something, is if you just stop trying. Like, you just stay where you're at. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if a girl leaves you, the only thing you can do is get better, right? Yep. To the point where 5 years later, she's just, you know, I missed out. I should have been with him through this entire time.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can do. If you're texting her like, yo, we should get back together, and you're not focused on leveling up, she's gonna be happy she left you. You know, so, and that's with anything. Like, no matter what happens, your only mission should be to get better and become your best version, the best version of yourself, because everything else will fall into place if that's what you're doing.
Become the greatest man you could be. Like, embrace your full destiny and calling, because that is so rare that any girl that you've dated that sees who you become in a year, 2 years, 5 years, no guy she's talking to is gonna be as dedicated and focused to our purpose as we are. Mm-hmm. So that's a great point, and it made me want to ask you our conversation off camera. You've got yourself into some conversations with some young ladies, and you know, in Miami, it's probably not the best dating scene. I've been here for 2 years, bro. I've had like a zillion encounters where I just like talk to a girl, like meet her, say hi, you know, you seem nice, and then I meet them like, this is gonna go nowhere. I'm not even gonna like exchange numbers or date you or anything. This is pointless, because I'm so focused, and only time I want to go on a date with a girl is if it's like, let's make a vision board together, a vision board date. That's what I'm doing tonight. She doesn't even know it. But I'm doing a vision board date. She thinks we're gonna go probably get drinks. You know, I don't know. I'm just different. So like, I'm just testing to see if she can put up with that. And if she dislikes me for me, and this is just who I am, I'll rather be like just chilling, focused, until that time comes. But I don't want to be the fucking guy that doesn't date anything at all, date any girls at all. So
I feel you,
I'm finding my own way to do it. But anyway, for you, what has the dating scene been like? And then catch me up with what we were gonna say off camera.
Bro, I mean, the dating scene, bro, I mean, it's not bad, but it's also like,
it's been a year.
Bro, right? I gotta cap about my age and stuff, bro. Like, I be telling girls I'm like 20, bro.
Yeah, that's smart. You have to. I mean,
you have to, bro. But I mean, the dating scene's not bad, bro. Remember that one girl you saw me with that you met?
Yeah.
Bro, like, that's the only girl I've ever like actually kind of liked. That I met out here pretty much. Mm-hmm. She went off to college or something, so it doesn't even matter. But I had a girl living with me not too long ago, bro. Hell no, bro. Like, I thought I wanted a girl to live with me and stuff. It was not
Where was Vince at in this decision? Bro, he was not on board for that.
It was not the right decision, bro. Like, it just wasn't the right girl. You know what I mean? That's all it was. But you notice how quickly, you know, you can get lazy if you're around girls too much, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, having a girl living with you, period, is until she's like your girl. Yeah. It's just not. Yeah. I think you rushed that one a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, not like living with me, but staying with me for like a week. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, pretty much living with me. Yeah. But, bro, I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what I was telling you off camera, because we were talking about, I went on a date with Mike Tyson's daughter.
Yeah, so I was curious, how did that happen? Because we had the other scenario, and she said that she found you through her, and I'm like, wait, so how did you go to
I don't
Mike
know,
Tyson's
bro.
daughter? Like,
I think it's just posting content, bro. Because when she texted me, like, I didn't even know that I didn't know Mike Tyson's daughter followed me. I didn't even know. You know what I mean? She said that. I was like, who's that? I went to her following. and then found it was Mike Tyson's daughter and like the cousin or some shit like that.
Wait, so when you went on the date with Mike Tyson's daughter, you didn't even know it was Mike Tyson's daughter?
No, I knew then.
Oh, okay.
But so basically, when Sabrina Cardone, right?
Yeah.
So now.
I was gonna name drop unless you were, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But basically, she texted me that, right, and then I was like, who is this, right? Like, who did she say that she knows, whatever. Found out it was Mike Tyson's daughter, and then recently went on a date. Bro, Mike Tyson's daughter, she was telling me that Sabrina was like saying that we went on dates and stuff, bro. Well, I never even met her, but yeah.
You're doing well, brother. You're branding yourself, attracting the upper echelon partner.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the president, so you're gonna need like a first lady. You know, this is important vetting process you're going through right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's the goal, bro.
And you're 20. How old are you? No, why did I say 20? You're
17.
17. Fuck. So you have a long time. What's that? You have 18 years.
18 years until you can run.
Yeah.
Right? Most people don't run for president at 35. I'd have to wait till 2044 minimum. And obviously, bro, running for president. It's just marketing, bro. That's all it is, bro. Like, what I'm doing now is preparing me for that.
Yeah.
It's just marketing, you know what I mean? Obviously, you know, the better product you have, you know, the easier it is to market. So the better beliefs and that type of stuff, the easier it is. But it's just
Marketing.
the biggest marketing, bro. It's just the biggest
program.
marketing.
Now you're gonna market it yourself.
Exactly.
And you're marketing yourself. That's with dating as well. You're marketing, like, you're just marketing. You're selling yourself.
You're marketing yourself, and then it's sales, bro. You know, marketing and sales are the king and queen of everything, bro.
Content.
If you want to
brands.
make money, if you want to get girls, if you want to grow your brand, anything, right?
Yeah.
Comes down to marketing and sales. That's it. And they fall hand in hand with each other. Like, a good salesman will be good at marketing, because you already know, sell the dream, that type of stuff.
Moving fast, taking risks. Okay. I kind of want to end it on college being a scam.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts? I mean, high school being a scam for you. You didn't.
I mean, this is the thing, bro. It's just like, if you go to college, you know, and you need a degree for what you're gonna do, okay, it makes sense. Because not everyone can be an entrepreneur, not everyone can get rich, right? But bro, for most people are going to get in debt, and then don't get a job that they have a degree for, and then, you know, have to spend the rest of their lives paying the college debt off for nothing. You know what I mean? But how was the actual experience when you went? I'm curious.
I was just drifting, bro. Napoleon Hill talks about that in his book, Outwitting the Devil. It's when you allow another man to do your thinking for you, right? And every class I was in, I was just texting clients like, hey, bro, right after this, I'll be free. I'll come to the dorm room and give them a $5 haircut. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a barber.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with my guidance counselor, and she's preparing my classes, and she's like, so you've been taking general classes for 18 months. If you want to get your associates, you're going to need to double down and do this and do summer classes. And I was like, why the fuck am I going to do that? Like, I already know what I want to do. I want to own a barber shop. That's what I told her, which is crazy because that's finally going to happen now. But she's like, well, then you should probably study business classes. And then I'm like, okay, is that like a requirement to own a barber shop? She's like, well, it's not required, but, you know, like, if you're going to study business. And then I watched the Pat David video, and I just realized, like, oh, I got scammed. Oh, I don't need this.
Yeah.
Oh, bet. I can own a shop. All I need is to get good at cutting hair and get a bunch of haircut clients. Like, to do business, you just need to know how to do business. You don't need to go to school to learn from people who don't do business. So that's how it was for me. And it's just crazy to me how I'll talk to people, students in my program even, who are in school, and they genuinely are only going because their parents will look down on them if they don't.
My parents, trust me, my mom was crying when I was like, I hate school, whatever, right? She's a teacher.
But they have like no backbone. You were like, no, it's my life.
And the reason why was because I went through hardship, bro. Like, when my house burned down in my town that I grew up in, I was like, I don't give a fuck if I lose everything I already have once. You know what I mean? Everything that I've ever known, I've lost. So it was almost like, okay, everything now is just like a second chance, or like a second life almost, where I don't give a fuck what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even how you were texting clients, bro, I was the same way. Like, I'd walk off campus to take sales calls at home. Every day I'd get suspended, whatever, I'd just leave. I didn't give a shit, you know what I mean? And I became cool with the security guard so he wouldn't snitch on me and that type of stuff. Like, I was paying him off so he wouldn't say anything.
Don't
But
his name, bro.
Bro, yeah, I mean, I would just dip out of school every single day to go take sales calls. And I'd even tell my principal, like, look, like, the point of school is to one day get a job that then pays your bills, right? And then now you're quote unquote, living a successful life. If you can have a successful job where you're making enough money to pay your bills, right?
Yeah.
If I'm already making more than my teachers, why would I keep learning from them? They don't know shit, you know what I mean? My PE teacher is fat.
You really can't.
My business teacher doesn't know anything about business, he's broke. We're learning about stocks when these dudes, like, they don't have money to invest in the stocks. Like, why would I learn about this? But I love education, right? There's just a difference between, traditional education and self-education. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like you said, you're watching Patrick Bet-David. Bro, I grew up just watching tons of podcasts, documentaries, these types of things. Like, my dad always would watch Joe Rogan, right? So I'd always be listening to whatever guest he had on. Yeah. And I realized, like, there's plenty of people who are successful who dropped out of school. There's plenty of people who, go against the normal path that become successful. Honestly, I think, when you're first starting out, that's what you should be thinking. Like, that was one of my first thoughts. Okay, so if everybody's swimming this way, like if it's a school of fish, right? And we're all going to the same destination, not everyone can be rich. So obviously, we're all going to a place where we're not going to be rich. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, let me just do exactly what everyone else isn't doing. You know what I mean? And there's even a Bible verse that I always had as my lock screen. It said, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? And basically what that means is, don't conform to what everyone else is doing. Yeah. But instead be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing of your mind, like, amen. Exactly, bro. And so I realized, let me just do, literally what everyone else isn't doing, and it paid off like that.
Yeah, just look at the fruit of your life right now. There's also a verse about a good tree will bear good fruit. I think it's in Matthew, Mark. I think I'm in Luke right now, and I just read that the other day. And it was saying that a bad tree bears bad fruit, a good tree bears good fruit. So, like, the decisions that you make determine your fruit in your life. Mm-hmm. At 17, this being your life, it's clear that's good fruit. You're impacting lives. You've impacted your own life. You're able to pay your parents' bills. I know you send your mom money now. What other 17-year-old is doing that in that school of fish that was indoctrinated to just go with the flow? You went against the current, and it paid off big.
But one reason, and if you're younger watching this, adopt this mindset is, no matter how old you are, you can't think of yourself at that age. Right, like one thing Vince, right, he taught me this when I first came out here. It was the first week I was here, we were at the gym, and I was like, bro, don't you ever think, like, I'm 16, you're 20 or 21 or something. Like, you ever think, like, bro, we're just ahead of people. Like, we can, we're already doing good. He dead ass, like, grabbed me. He's like, don't ever say that shit again. Like, you need to think of yourself as a 25-year-old. You're behind. You know what I mean? Like, if not, you're gonna get comfortable, and that's how you fall off. And ever since that moment, like, I never thought that again. Even now, bro, I don't even try and mention my age too much, just because, one, it attracts a younger audience, which isn't good for business. But then also, because, you don't want to be identifying with, the only reason I'm successful is because I'm 17. No, you want to compete with everyone. Yeah. If someone's 40 and they're a billionaire, I'm not saying, oh yeah, but he's 40. No, it's just like, okay, let me try and catch up to him. What did he do? Let me, get there earlier.
It's insane how many shifts in mindset like that will literally change the course of your life. Because, like, imagine you getting comfortable for this time in your journey because you feel like you made it, how much different your life would turn out versus, like, fuck, age doesn't matter at all. And then, or if you're just going to compare yourself to a 20-year-old billionaire and be like, yeah, I'm not actually ahead.
He's ahead. Bro, you can always, compare yourself to someone better. One thing that, people say is, don't compare yourself, right? And I actually disagree, bro. I think it's good to compare yourself, but the problem is most people compare themselves and then spend time thinking, oh, I'm a piece of shit because this person's doing better than me. No, compare yourself, see how good you're doing, where you're at, and then see, what you need to improve on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Kobe, I grew up playing basketball. Kobe was my favorite player. He'd always say, like, when he was younger, he was 14, 15, whatever, he'd have a list of people he needed to go after, right? They ranked him like 50th or something. Yeah. He had that list of people that he wanted to play against so he could show that he was better than them, right? Yeah. He was comparing himself, but in a competitive way. It's not like he was like, oh, they ranked them better than me. Let me just watch their highlights and not compete. No, bro, you got to turn it up even more. But that's why it's important to compare yourself sometimes.
Yeah. And then the last thing I'll say too is confidence. Like, I used to wonder how to get confidence, and people say that often, like, how to build confidence. And they say it's like keeping your word to yourself and all that. But for me, I'm the most confident when I
am working extremely hard and extremely productive and extremely like smart.
Yeah.
Like when I'm doing the most highly leveraged task, and it's in full alignment with this massive goal and vision I have. Because I'm about to buy commercial property here, and I don't know how the fuck to do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm making every move I can think of. I do know a realtor, so I got on a Zoom with her yesterday, and then she connected me to a commercial agent who we chatted, and he's like, bro, you have add backs, you can add back the rent for this place because I have 2 spots. So my income looks like it's less because I wrote off a bunch of stuff, but you can do add backs, which means it's not good when you're trying to buy a property to show that you barely made anything on paper, didn't pay any taxes.
Yeah.
So he's like, that's okay for you because you have your car, you can add that back. So the rolls is like $290. So now there's some income. And then this, so that one step of just doing everything I can that day to get closer to this big vision of owning a commercial property in Miami gave me a ton of confidence because I'm like, oh, bet, so I can pull this off. He said I have enough taxable income or whatever to show the banks. Now all I need is a certain amount down payment. Oh, bet, I can get it. And then I just watched a Grant Cardone video and he's like, just borrow the money.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I have so many people that would be like, Joe, you want to open a shop? I know that shit's gonna win. Here's 30K.
Yeah.
Here's 50. You know. So I'm like, this goal is inevitable.
Yeah.
I have students who want to work in my shop. I teach them how to market. So if my shit works, I should be able to do it in my own barbershop.
Yeah.
So confidence for me is just true alignment with like your purpose from above, not people around you. So and so like that works if you don't know your highest calling yet, which takes time. So I just think the primary confidence for me is once I found out, oh, I grew up fatherless, scarcity, mom in chaos, right? I'm the one in my family that's gonna change all that.
Yeah.
And I was like destined to do that. Okay, bet. How though? You know, and I tried a bunch of shit. Barbering, who would have thought it? Okay. And then I wanted to switch. I was even telling you last month or whatever, like I think I'm gonna switch.
Yeah.
And no, it's barbering, bro. This is my niche.
Yeah.
So I'm doubling, tripling down. And then I'm like, okay, well, how does the version of me who does everything I know I'm called to do through barbering do it? I don't know. Phone call, action. Okay, it's starting to get clear, you know? So it's like just taking the next step and not wasting any time and all these little hacks to keep us motivated.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, bro, when you have that clear vision, that's when you're most, confident. When you know what you're doing. And sometimes it comes through failing, right?
Yeah.
Like we talked about, if you fail multiple times or you're about to go broke or whatever, but then you make it back, like you're gonna have confidence going into the next situation just because you've done it before.
So true. And we gotta fail faster because this was the calling the whole time, but I didn't take enough risks fast enough over the last few years to get this clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a good point.
Yeah.
It does come from failing.
Like bro, if someone told me right now, if you were like, yo Flynn, my boy's pulling up, will you give him a haircut? I'd be like, I'm not confident in it because I've never done it. But after, let's say 10 of those where I fucked them up and then, come back and now I'm doing better, then maybe I'll have more confidence in it, right? Yeah. Because I failed and just improved on it, And that's one thing, bro. Like every loss I've taken, I've never looked at it as a loss, right? And I know it's cliche, but it's so true, bro. Like no matter what happens, after the fire when we were homeless, I didn't even look at it as a loss. I looked at it as a lesson, you know what I mean? Okay, this is gonna make me so much more grateful when I'm able to, live in a penthouse or whatever because I was here not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Or, when something bad happens, people snake you, whatever, you lose a team member, whatever.
Yeah.
You just look, you look at it as a lesson, right?
And now you're a better judge of character. And they say, chasing down success is one thing. You could do that route and you'll eventually chase it down. You'll get money. But did you build the man? If you didn't build the man, that shit is on shaky ground. Another Bible verse says the Sermon on the Mount, he said build your house on the rock.
On the rock, yeah. A wise man will build his house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, but that's so true. Like what you just said, bro, is most people they're too focused on the results, not who they're becoming in the process, bro. Yeah. But you can tell, you can genuinely tell who's actually put the work in versus who hasn't on themselves, right? Yeah, you might have a nice car, but, let's say you get some girls, but you're just a skinny dweeb. Bro, the girls only want you for your money, right?
Yep.
But you can kind of tell, who's actually put the work in on themselves, become that man, and then now they're getting those results. You can tell by just looking at people, bro. You know what I mean?
If their shit is built on sand or if it's built on
exactly, bro. And it might take longer, but it's always worth it in the long run. But what I was gonna say too, bro, is about, being able to learn from mistakes and losses and stuff. That only happens if you're accountable for yourself, right? If you have that self accountability, like, this was my fault no matter what, right? And this is something I had to learn recently. Like when I lose someone on my sales team, like that's my fault. I might think, oh yeah, but he was just lazy. No, like that's my fault. I wasn't motivated enough. I didn't sell the dream of, how big the business could get, how much money they could make. If it always comes down to you, then you are able to learn from everything, right? But if I was just like, oh no, he just wasn't motivated. He was just slacking, whatever. How am I going to improve off that? I'm not, you know what I mean? So you have to take that self accountability with everything. Like even when, you're first starting out, even if it's not about making money, if you, let's say, fail a test or something, right? But you're like, oh, the questions were different. No, it doesn't matter. You have to take that accountability so that you can learn on it, and improve off everything.
I heard Grant Cardone say this quote that they give micromanaging a bad rap, but he said it's actually, if you want to be successful, massively successful, you need to be a super manager. So I'll be honest, like I do trust everyone in my circle, my team and all that, but I'm still checking over everything. Like I do a tight feedback loop every day. Hey, how was yesterday? You said you did this. Let's see the conversations. Okay. Like to where it doesn't go under my rap or my radar. And it's just like now building my tolerance level of how many things can I micromanage. So of course I'm going to need more help and whatnot. But even then, that's where people kind of go wrong is they like take their foot completely off and give it all, to other people. And then out of sight, out of mind, I don't know. I'm in a place where I'm managing so many things, even though it's a lot. I feel very confident that I have like a tight grip on everything.
Yeah, like people talk about delegation, and as important as it is, if you can do something, that doesn't mean delegate it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to delegate the small things, but if it's like you're gonna delegate, you have a DM setter now, you have someone posting content for you, and now you're just sitting back doing nothing. No, pick that shit back up, or at least find something else to do. You know what I mean? But you should never delegate to the point where you can just lay in bed all day and think shit's gonna run smoothly, because it's not. No one really cares about your goals as much as you need to care. You know what I mean? Like you could hire sales managers for your sales team, that type of stuff, but no one's gonna truly care about your success as much as you need to, because it's something you built. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like, bro, if you have a kid and you hire a babysitter, the babysitter's job is to make sure the baby's safe, but they're not really gonna care as much as you would. You know what I mean? Because it's your baby, it's your business that you built. Right? So that's another important thing. Like when you're first starting out, don't instantly just delegate everything. You got to kind of, build it up yourself first until you have no other option but to delegate.
I love it. A lot of wisdom in the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dope. That's right
Appreciate it, bro.
Oh, yeah. Sauce.